Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hey guys, just chilling out on Friday night. Hanging out with you. How's everyone? As of today, it seems we got some not great news, but promising, hopeful news is that Ukraine is going to agree to a mineral deal, and it might not be $500 billion, but it could be $300 billion worth of Russian assets that are frozen. But some of the money will have to be used. Well, they say that money is going to go for reconstruction and to rebuilding Ukraine after the peace treaty is over. Except Russia's demanding that some of the money goes to the territories that Russia has taken. So they want it to go to 1/5 of the territories. I don't know if that's including all the new stuff that they took over during the war. Zelensky and Trump, I don't know if it was a publicity stunt. I would imagine that's what it was. I don't know why they would have been going at each other the way they have on social media, and it seems like even Elon Musk was involved, and when it all comes down to it, if it's not true, don't even, I say don't even get involved with it. Don't even say much about it or anything at all, because it's just, I know there's a time to lie but you just got to decide when those are the right times, when is it the right time to lie. So that's just my own humble opinion, but my own common sense tells me that, those things. So yeah, earlier they were partying around here. Kind of went outside. It seemed like they were trying to make a movie or something. The way people were so jittery and walking around, like everything. Like when reality looks like it's sped up, but you're not high on anything. You're just relaxed or something. I mean, I was just waking up, so I don't know. People get excited on Friday nights. I know, I am too. I'm looking forward to the weekend, and not having anybody that's able to just come over whenever they feel like it and talk about repairing something that I don't even probably know about, possibly. God, looks like I drooled on my shirt or something. Just water. Just my drinking problem, you know how it is. So yeah, in the background you can see one of my skateboards. I know it looks like from this distance it looks like a normal skateboard from my angle, but it's actually a freestyle skateboard. And the trucks are a lot heavier than I remembered them in the 80s. Freestyle trucks were, I thought the tracker ones, I thought they had some light versions of the tracker trucks, but maybe I was just not remembering it very well, but I thought they were a lot lighter. The modern ones seem pretty heavy to me compared to, especially with the crazy tricks they do, but I haven't investigated, and I'm not going to try, So yeah. Shout outs to everybody who's partying on Friday. I always like partying on the weekend all my life. The weekends are always a funner time than the weekdays. I didn't like school very much. barely at all, because I had kind of a strange relationship with girls for some reason. It wasn't what it should have been. It was like a kind of shyness or introverted type feeling, but I don't know. Just things weren't. The world's always been dealing with all these fucking problems in the news and stuff, and I think it makes everybody really edgy and paranoid all the time about anything, especially relationships with people, others. So yeah, the 500 billion. I don't think it's going to be that much. Although I'm starting to get an idea of why the whole war started to begin with. Um, is that they're saying that Ukraine has these mineral quarries or something that are, I've seen some pictures, but they they look like there's a lot of potential there for sure. Definitely really large areas. And I saw a map of all the different quarries and stuff. There's a lot. So, and especially in the Ukraine northern, the territory that Russia hasn't really taken yet. They might have got some of it. Well, they definitely did because of Crimea, but and the Donbass region, stuff like that. But there's a lot of potential there, and they're saying that it's estimated at 15 trillion euros. So 15 trillion to US, I guess, made still a staggering amount of money. 13 trillion maybe dollars. Um, for US money. I mean, that's just unbelievable. That's a trillion is 1,000 billion. So I guess that's why Trump was asking for 500 billion worth of minerals, even though we didn't give them that much in weapons and cash for humanitarian aid. But they didn't want to take the 500 billion. They acted like that was a joke, and they even said it. We can't even take that offer seriously. There's no point in even discussing it. It's like a ridiculous, unbelievable offer. So we'll see what it is. It says that the news says that they're close to finalizing a deal on the minerals, and I would recommend that Ukraine take a mineral deal of some kind, especially now that I know that the potential of their land is worth that much. And that could have been something that they've known for a long time now. Who knows, I mean, how long they've known these things. They call their government the Rada Varanka government or something. It's like, okay, can I get a black card or something into heaven? I mean, what do I got to do to get into this party once they dig up all these precious mineral resources? So I've been doing my best to get closer to Ukraine, and I mean, I've always been feeling like kind of like Jerusalem or kind of like Israel. Ukraine is it's got so much kind of energy, some potential kind of energy about it that kind of leads me to wonder what all the hype is about, and as it turns out, it's probably just the minerals, because some of those minerals, they go into all kinds of valuable products, and that's why they're estimating it so much. It's not like it's just for brick or sandstone or limestone or things they use to make like buildings. It's a lot of products that people use in offices and stuff, like stuff that goes with computer technology and computer products. So, obviously there's a lot of future potential for anything like that. I hope they got the sound on right. I don't know if this video is even going to record sound, but if it doesn't, oh well. I'm not saying anything too important. So yeah, the freestyle skateboarding, when because I have diagnosis of pre-diabetes, I am planning to lose weight, and I'm not sure how far the weight loss journey will take me. But if I could just get an operation, I would, because I'm not very good at losing weight at all. In fact, I thought about it for a while tonight, even after I had my morning health shakes. After a couple hours, I'm usually done with both of them. That give me my alertness and energy for the day, and protein, and there's nothing else I need after that. They do recommend that you take them with meals and stuff, so you get other things that are in food that are good for people. Not always everything's in the health food shake, but the Ka'Chava is really good, I guess, for putting everything in. And this thing called Super Greens, I should just show it to you guys right now. Show you the Ka'Chava, show you the Super Greens. And then there's the Super Reds, is the smaller one. So yeah, succumbing to the temptation of a Friday night, and all the bad news. I mean, it was really bad. It was getting me down, it was too bad. It was one of those nights, everything was wrong. So there was so much wrong with it, I decided to make a giant blueberry muffin kind of thing. I didn't want to put it in the cups because I tried that already, and it didn't turn out the way I hoped it would. Even though they looked pretty normal, but they seemed like something was missing. I'm not sure what it was, but hopefully whatever it was, I added it this time, because I added a lot of extra ingredients this time. And I tried to make it just sort of a giant blueberry muffin, like a cake kind of. And I baked it, instead of the cupcake pan, I used a brownie pan. I haven't baked brownies in so long, man. Oh God. And I wish Katie I could give these to her for a gift, I'd love to be her personal chef and cook, I've learned a lot about health and nutrition already without the nutrition contacting me yet, like they're supposed to, because of the diabetes. That should be any day now, probably. Yeah, I already know so much about it because I had to find out, because I had blood pressure issues, and especially when I had the kidney stone and went through a Jesus kind of night, but it ended up turning out good. I came home with my mom. Finally was able to. She was babysitting that night. She got over to the hospital about 1 in the morning or something, and she brought me some bananas and oranges or something. So I came home, and it was raining. It was weird. It was raining in the desert that night. Just an unusual night, And I think it was a Friday night too. So I'm glad I didn't stay in the hospital all night, because weekends are probably a bad time for them. Friday night, I mean, it was crowded in the emergency room for sure, and they didn't just let me in. It took a while to get in to see somebody, but the nurse was really beautiful. The one that I was lucky enough to have, probably because she thought I was gonna die. The way I was acting and talking and stuff. I said the pain was a 10 out of 10 when they asked me how bad it was, what scale of 1 to 10, and just the excruciating pain went on for hours. So that was before I knew what it was, and then finally they gave me like a some kind of opioid or something, and I was all chilled out. And then I guess eventually they found out it was a kidney stone, and they said that I guess they said that it had passed or something. I don't know exactly when it passed, but it took a long time to get to that point, you know. I did drink a lot of water though. So, you know, people sometimes they'll go to the hospital and they'll say don't drink any water at all. That's the worst thing you could do. Try to avoid, well, I don't want to tell anybody what to do. People that say things like that, they don't always have the same kind of body that normal people have. Some people have like superhuman alien type bodies or something, and they don't need water for some reason, but it seems to me water always helps. At least a little bit, and at least enough to, you know, not be dehydrated. You know, whenever you're recovering from any kind of thing, they always say like you gotta drink plenty of fluids, stay hydrated and stuff. And I mean, even in the hospital, they put a needle in your arm and hook you up to the water bottle thing so that you're not dehydrated. So I think water is always good. Alright, I'll go see if I can show you guys the blueberry cake. Ah. Oops, today. Does it look like a giant chocolate chip cookie, kind of? It's actually, those are blueberries, not chocolate chips. Alright. Here is the Super Greens. It's a organic superfood mix with 50 different ingredients. And that top part, it says Country Farms. I'm looking for the brand or something, but it says, it might be too many lights in here to see it right. Fruits, vegetables. I'm trying to read it with the camera. Mushrooms and probiotics. So that's that one. The Super Reds, this one's opened already, so it's missing the top red part. And it's a antioxidant, metabolism, immunity. Formula mix, and you just add those. Here's that Mrs. Dash thing. See, it has no salt in it. Look for ones that have no salt, but all those spices, they're really good. I can't believe And I know they cleaned out my system too a little bit, but I also got cayenne pepper, so I think that helped. So like these are the cayenne pepper, paprika, chili powder, and those I believe cleaned out my system. I added, you know, a little bit of those in the past couple of days. This is life honey. Okay. This is American Spice cinnamon powder, and Cheech and Chong's Cruise Chews. And I think those are legal everywhere. I think anybody can get them, probably even teenagers in America in any state. And this is organic olive oil. Always love olive oil. And this is really good if you don't have a weight problem. It's got a lot of fat in it, but it's very healthy. The one to get, I think that's probably more healthy is the unrefined. So yeah. Feels feels like I'm on a amusement park water ride or something when I sit down. There's like a there's like a spring type thing, like a bungee, like a hammock type thing, like a boingo boing boingo boingo. Can't see my. Alright, so got the Cheech and Chong hat with the bandana. Feeling pretty stylish. I didn't tie it. I took like 2 seconds to tie it. I swear to God, 3 seconds. I didn't. I don't think I did tie it. Maybe even. I just put it in the hat. The cat in the hat with the bandana in the hat. What are they gonna call me? What's my nickname gonna be? What is my nickname? Oh, Mr. Greener. Is this the first time I've said my fucking YouTube channel name on a video? I've made like 25 videos now. I've got two different channels because one I was experimenting with and I realized that it wasn't exactly my vision because it was reminding me a little bit too much of the war. So I want to focus more on truth and just disinformation. I know that Zelensky said something like that, like Donald Trump is living in his own reality of disinformation, Russian disinformation. So he's saying that he believes that Trump has been lied to about a bunch of theories that are probably not true, that Donald Trump doesn't have time to research and find out and fact check every single thing. So he's just trusting what, a lot of Republicans have said, and really, anybody who gets close to Trump, they just want to advance their own cause, their own interests, their own fucking future, their money, their material goods, possessions, their status, power, quo, and status quo. Their reputations. They want to be famous and they want to be rich. Everybody. So everybody's trying to take advantage of Trump. It's like he's got people. I'm sure aren't as trustworthy as they seem, and they have ulterior motives for being his yes man or his yes men. So yeah, the disinformation, the NAFO characters, the little doggies cartoon, the little doggy cartoon. It reminds me of just all kinds of disinformation, not just Russia and Ukraine. I don't want to focus only on one thing when that issue's already almost settled. And when it is settled, I don't want to be. I want to take kind of I don't want to look at Ukraine too closely about anything. I know they need a lot of time to heal, and hopefully Russia doesn't break their peace agreement now and cause any trouble for them after this new deal takes place. Yeah, because after 2014, I thought that they said there were like over 100 peace ceasefires or 100 peace negotiations like that failed. I mean, we're talking about a long time, 10 years, well, 11 years since 2014. So, I mean, there's a lot of time to break peace agreements, but, it's kind of like Israel with those surrounding areas. It's so hard for them to keep their deals because the bad guys are just too fucking bad, and they are causing too much trouble, like for Israel, and they act like it's nothing. They act like what they're doing will never have any kind of consequence, and they act like they're the ones who are right, and they're kind of acting like the teenage kid who shot or who killed Han Solo, right? Like a fucking egotistical college kid who blew all his college money on sex and drugs or something instead of strip clubs or whorehouses or drugs or something, instead of and partying, instead of spending stuff on education like a lot of people agree to with their parents, and just that's the attitude of those terrorists. They're like fucking, they're not adults, they're not mature at all, and they seem very unorganized and don't even know what the fuck they're doing. And they have to be unorganized because just like Russia, they always got to watch their back and worry about who's creeping up on them, trying to take a higher position and get more money in the organization of their criminal empire, their mafia gang mentality group, where they think they have a stable togetherness, but it's so unpredictable, and they lose higher ups in the terrorist organizations all the time because the good guys are fighting them, like Israel and stuff. They don't fucking back down from anybody, and they are trying to kill them all without any much help from the rest of the world. So we've learned, from all the churches and stuff, that Israel was going to have these kind of problems. Anybody that's there has got to be a brave person, considering that they're surrounded by like terrorist countries. Not necessarily terrorist countries, but countries that have a lot of terrorists living in them. And the worst one, for sure, is Iran. So just thinking about that almost gives me a heart attack. Just saying the word, Iran is just makes my heart jump out of my chest almost. Like, it's heartbreaking. And we're trying right now, I guess, to make sure that they don't have a nuclear capabilities. So I think the Trump organization and Israel are going to try to take them out. Anything that could possibly be a weapons production plant or anything that could advance their already like 99.9% terrorist causes. Like, just totally sick, Really sick situation over there. It's too bad. It's so bad that I don't even want to even look at them or deal with it or think about them, but I do, because I look at the news and I look at the international breaking news of the most important stories, and usually that includes like Israel stuff too, because they're involved in so much crazy times. This would be like Armageddon for sure. Like, I don't see how the future could be any worse. I mean, there's some bad guys like China and North Korea, but China has kind of shown already that they're not nuclear minded. They definitely don't seem like they are. I think they're so greedy, the higher ups in the Chinese Communist Party, and the people who are citizens who make a lot of money in China. They don't want to promote war at all. They're not like North Korea at all. Unfortunately, they are our enemy, though. They are the bad guy. They are one of the bad guys. So we have to be very careful with China, and we have to be very careful extra careful with North Korea, because I mean they've got their fucking soldiers still over there in Kursk, in Russia, on the west side, next to Ukraine. So I mean, I'm sure there's North Koreans that have gone into Ukraine and fought on those front lines, but I don't know how many, or there's not much proof of it. But I would imagine they've gone further than just the West Kursk regions of west of Moscow. So yeah. Anything else going on? Can't really think of anything too important. Those were the basic news stories. Like I said, I hope the negotiations go well and that Ukraine will have a deal by tomorrow for the minerals. I mean, I think the mineral. It was part of Zelensky's plan to agree to some kind of mineral trade. Even like when he was putting his victory plan together, like 6 months ago, and he just wasn't thinking of $500 billion at all. It was something way lower than that, I'm sure. But now, if it means no more Ukrainians are going to die, and this is Donald Trump saying, like, you guys, this is like your last chance. I'm not going to stop Russia. You're going to have to fucking shut them down yourselves. And you probably won't be able to, because Russia's got all these like crazy things called Oreshnik missiles, and they're really hard to shoot down. They might be almost impossible to shoot down. So if they wanted to, they might be able to destroy Kyiv, even if they tried to shoot some Oreshnik missiles. But I think Donald Trump is the one that's going to stop that, and that's why he was saying it was a bad decision to shoot deep into Russia. But I still don't think at that time that the United States and England or the UK, Great Britain, made the decision to go ahead and give them the green light for it, to shoot missiles deep into Russia, wherever they felt was a military target, not civilians. England wouldn't tell them to shoot civilians, but even if Ukraine had the go ahead to shoot at civilian targets, I don't believe they would. But I don't. That's just how well I think I know them. Not sure exactly what is the total situation over there. Yeah. So yeah, the last thing I was going to talk about tonight is Lord of the Rings. I was taking a break for a little while. I haven't really played much because I was too depressed, focused on the international news, and I was transitioning over to trying to make some videos I bought a video camera about a month ago at Walmart, and it was like, how much was the video camera? Probably $35. It could have been a little more than that, but I think it was like 37 or 39. And yeah, it was the cheapest one. They had other ones that seemed pretty good. I haven't had a video camera in a long time. I did have one like this a long time ago that I sold to Rocky's pawn shop over on the next street over. And I sold like my handheld video camera, and I sold other little devices like Apple iPod, and I had like a Wolverine storage device, which is kind of like a mini hard drive, kind of like a portable one, except you could see the pictures and stuff. You could see the downloads on the device. So I sold all that stuff, and I think the total of all of it together, I even had a lot of pictures in my gallery on the what was it on? Well, I had movies. I had some porn movies and music on the music downloads on the Apple iPod, and I could see YouTube videos on that iPod even back in 2009 or 8, and I could where was all my pictures? All my pictures were on something. It could have been the Wolverine device. It could have been something else, but I think it was either that or the iPod. The iPod didn't have that much storage on it, but for my pictures, yeah. So I think it was a Wolverine, and I there was a lot of good stuff. So hopefully somebody liked it, because it was some of my art, my old school collages from super long ago. Like there might be barely any collages in there. It might just be a lot of like stuff I was taking on the internet when all the porn industry, the adult industry was totally blowing my mind. When I started using a computer after all the years I took off, that I was doing other things like working and surviving, paying bills, and traveling around and stuff, and even experiencing homelessness for a few years in Laguna Beach. I think it was like 2 years, and then I went Vegas for about almost a year maybe, and then a year or two, and then back to Laguna for like another probably 6 months before coming out here to the Inland Empire, and my mom just helping me get back on my feet. Because she had a car, and she was a psychological counselor, kind of for chemical dependency at the Betty Ford Clinic. So people wouldn't really question like her time with me, because it would only benefit me, the fact that I was seeing a psychiatrist even before I applied for mental disability. And I wanted to apply for physical disability, but I guess my symptoms weren't bad enough. But then after I got the mental disability, when I actually started getting the money, it was just like 2 weeks after that where my knee, the thing that I thought was a physical disability, crunched down, and it felt like there was just, I don't know, like a jigsaw holding it, and that part just crunched down. It was weird. It was so weird. And because I was like out in Palm Springs shopping around in the daytime and stuff, like for like music and movies and videos and stuff, and just, yeah. So now that I'm planning to play Lord of the Rings again, I would recommend anybody, if they see this video and they used to have a Lord of the Rings account a long time ago, they're bringing back all the old servers that they closed down, and they're going to give people one more chance to get back on with their old characters, and they're transferring them from 32-bit servers to 64, and it helps with a lot of issues, and that's where the future is going. The better graphics and the higher speeds for loading the game and interacting and playing the game. So loading your characters and stuff, a lot of people have more than 20 characters like I do. I have like 25. Some people have about 50, they're going to have to downsize it down to about 25 from various servers and put them all in like one, right? So they're going to lose all their worst characters on different servers, But I mean, you'd have to be fucking rich to have made a lot of progress, in my opinion, on all those characters. It would have been difficult, because a lot of times it always helps to pay money for in-game items that help characters to advance in ways that make the game more fun, maybe, or how to level up faster and get the type of perks that make the game more flow a little bit quicker, easier, and maybe more enjoyable sometimes. For example, if you have things that you could buy, things that make the horse that you're riding go up to 20% faster for like an hour and a half or 6 hours. Yeah, I think they changed to 6 hours, the thing you buy, and that's always cool. You don't have to think about it. You just cruise through the Middle Earth a lot faster, because there's so many different lands, You could also buy a lot of milestone skills, so you could jump around to the different lands if you feel like it. Um, or you can earn things like that by playing the game a lot that help you travel around faster and stuff. Plus, there's like run speed perks you could buy, or you could craft those in the game or earn those, or buy those in the auction house. So yeah, it looks like Lord of the Rings is going to be a lot of fun. Changing to another 64-bit server or byte server, and sorry. The the house, though, you can't guarantee you'll get the same name for your house or the same neighborhood, um, or the same house itself. All those things you'll get reimbursed for, but then in the new world might have to get a different house and set it up again, like redecorate it. At this time, I believe that you can take the gold that you made in other servers, other worlds. If that's not possible, then I'm gonna wait probably another year to spend the gold, or well, I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna wait, because they're still gonna keep the other servers open for a while, but the old ones that they're bringing back are gonna close permanently after August 31st. So it's good. It'd be good to go back, like, before then for sure, so you don't have to race around at the last minute. Lord of the Rings, I've had a lot of fun. I feel like there's a lot of love in that game, a lot of things that can't be found in other games, and I feel like it's advanced my views of perspective of other people, relationships, international chatting and texting and communication and playing with other players, and just seeing a magical type of world and spending a lot of time and experiencing all the possibilities that go along with what they are capable of in those worlds, with these little cartoon characters. The other game I spent a lot of money on, probably tens of thousands of dollars, was called Gems of War. And I had my own guilds. I had, 20, 30, probably like over 50 characters. I had so many, and a lot of them were really advanced that I spent a lot of time or money on leveling them up and stuff like that. So I had a lot of fun with Gems of War, but I got to a point where it wasn't going in the direction that I would have had it to go, I guess. And probably I'm not against the way they went. I like a lot of the new cards that came out after I quit. I went back and looked at what came out after, and there's a lot of good stuff, but it wasn't really that part of the game that was the problem. It was just a lot of other types of things that were it seemed like every time they'd have an update, it was kind of just going in ways that I was getting deeper into stuff that I didn't really feel was necessary for the game. It wasn't really, the rewards and things like that were not things that I thought were useful to my characters necessarily. It was, I don't know. I don't want to say too much about it. It's been a long time already. But the reason I stopped was because I fractured my wrist, and that lasted about 4 or 5 months, and I had to ice it a lot before it finally healed, and I had to wear braces. I had to buy those online, on Amazon, and I had like 3 of them, and then I had a smaller one that I started with, and then I got these larger ones that were like kind of arm length ones. For some reason, I got a left arm one I don't know why. I guess because both of my wrists were having problems. It's hard for me to remember. It's been a long time now. So yeah, where are we at? 50 minutes and 3 seconds. Okay, I'll probably cut this video short. Hopefully the sound is there. Sorry I didn't check on it. But I'm glad I got to share some of the snacks that I like. So we got cream of mushroom here and Cheez-Its. That's probably one of my favorite snacks. I like all kinds of flavors. I love the extra toasty cheese, extra cheesy, extra toasty. So there is just the extra toasty, but that's not the one I like. I like the extra toasty and extra cheesy one. That's probably my favorite flavor, especially now that my teeth, I got like 4 teeth pulled out here. And because it's easier, that's the softest one that I found of Cheez-Its. So it's not so crunchy. There's some other ones I think are pretty good. I can't think of the name right now. But yeah, Friday night. Well, actually it's Saturday now. It looks like it's after midnight. 12:12. Yeah, just all the nervous energy in the neighborhood earlier made me not really want to get high. I don't know, there was just too much excitement, too much strange energy with the people outside, so I hope they got all out with their partying out that I was hearing out there. Have a chilled out, happy weekend. Maybe I'll get high tomorrow. I'm thankful, grateful to Cheech and Chong for producing a product that anybody can get that's not illegal, but still gives you that feeling, if you want it, of being able to experience reality in sort of a more of a dream type, daydream state of mind, or sort of an awake dream type state of mind, where you sort of control your meditation, control your thoughts into seeing whatever you're perceiving in your own way. Like if you hear the radio, like I'll pretend I'm at a concert that's live, like it's happening right now when I hear it in the moment. Anything that can make you feel like you're in the moment at that time that it's happening could be enjoyable, in my opinion. Like I like watching pornography like that. Like I love it like that, because it's like then it makes sense out of the bad porn, because then even the bad porn isn't so bad because it's live. It's like you're part of the camera crew, or you're on the set somehow. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to Lord of the Rings and the new server. Hopefully the gold is going to be allowed to be transferred, but I'd say be careful about how you transfer it, because there's different ways to transfer gold. You could buy these like $10 gold things, coins or something, and put them in your storage, so each one is worth like 10 gold. Or you could have the gold in your wallet. So I don't know if you have to change that over so that it's not a perishable item in your wallet. So that's something you got to find out too. Yeah. I'm still on Twitter with 2 accounts that I kind of I check in on. And I've got 2 YouTube accounts that I check on. I don't know how far I'm going to go with the movies on the YouTube account that has the Ukraine feeling to it a little bit more strongly. That's probably the one I'm going to leave behind, but I will probably continue with it until there's definitely some kind of peace agreement. I will be doing my best to protest the war in my own way and to post things that I believe will hopefully help to bring about an end to the war as soon as possible. And like I said, if Trump, before in other videos, if Trump, you know, I've said it before, if he or Elon, those guys can stop the Ukraine war, and that it will be a deal that's acceptable to Ukraine, and it won't be too bad of a deal. Even if they lose some land, they won't lose their country, and it will seem like they have some kind of stability and security for the future. And I think like the mineral deal might give them a lot of security, because Donald Trump's not going to want that Russia bombing his fucking mineral quarries, right? And they got those like all over Ukraine's land. So if Trump's going to be mining the resources at all those places, it will be less likely that Russia will start a war, because he'll say, don't even think about taking the land that owes us $500 billion now for our resources that we're digging up, you know? That's the way I see it happening in my mind, what might happen. And whatever happens, I hope the Ukraine is agreeable to it. I hope they're happy about it. And thank God, we don't want to lose any more Ukrainians. It's been too many children, too many nice civilians, and kind-hearted people, you know. It's been a shame. Just sickening. I'm so sickened by it in every way. And then we get on with our lives, trying to make America great again, Great Britain again. All right, guys. Shout outs to Olivia, our friendly ghost from the unknown spirit realm, who hopefully and she's free to haunt me anytime. I miss you, Olivia. I miss you, Kate, Catherine, Princess Middleton, Princess Kate of Wales, Princess Catherine of Wales. She's done so much for the world. I wish everybody could see what I see in her, the perfection of a human woman. And she was like Olivia, you know. Who could be like that? You know what I mean? I thought nobody ever could. But Kate's on her level, you know. She's done so much good things for the world. And she's said the right words, you know. Listening to Olivia's music, or listening to Olivia talk, or seeing her, it's like I could do the same thing with, I could be the same way with Kate or Catherine, and feel the same happiness and satisfaction of love in my heart, and peace, knowing that I get to share the planet with someone who's such a beautiful soul and a true angel among men and women and humanity, children. Okay, y'all. Guess we'll end the video now. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and I probably won't make a video tomorrow, but I think I'm going to try to experiment with some effects if I have access to the thing, because I spun the wheel and it looks like I won a prize. So I'm going to try to add some effects to videos if I can figure out how to do it. And you know, I added a few things on the last video, some music and stuff. So I say check that out. It's pretty good, because there's a little surprise in there somewhere in the video, and things that make you go, ooh, uh-oh. No, it's not like that. Yeah, the thing that looks like what it is, it's not really what it is. Yeah. You know what Bob Marley said. Alright. We'll leave it at that. Love you guys. See everyone the same way, and believe in the zodiacs even if you don't have to read and learn about it, it's it's not a bad thing. It's always fun. It's always fun, and when you do study enough, you'll find out that it can be proven to be something that is helpful for people. More than anything else, like in probably places like China, that's how they find wives at a very young age, and they probably don't even have to go to church to do it. They just find somebody who's a compatible sign. I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. Sure is. Alright, let's have some blueberry cake. Peace out, y'all. Take care. Sayonara.